Hi everyone, my name is Hester and I'm your medical aid and gap broker. The focus of this video is to go over the changes for 2025. As there really are only two benefit changes, I would like to go through the three plans in a bit more detail so you are reminded of the available benefits on your chosen plan. So let's get started. For 2025 there has been no loss of benefits and a couple of increased benefits. Remember that Genesis is a no-frills type of medical aid with no extras that other medical aids have, like travel benefits or comprehensive primary care benefits. For all plans, I highly recommend that you have a good gap cover, as there are likely to be shortfalls for in-hospital events. Generally, there are no networks with the exception of mental health benefits for Med 100. For certain benefits, if you want full cover, you need to go to a state hospital, which is one of the reasons why I'm not particularly keen on this plan. So here are the contribution increases. Please note that these contributions are not with any late joiner penalty that you may have on your plan. Increases for 2025 are 5.6%, which is likely to be the lowest in the market. Let's have a look at a couple. Well, there's not too much that we have to look at. So for Med 100, it's 1,610 for an adult, 505 for a child. Med 200 is 2,225 and 645 for a child. And then Med 200 Plus, which is their top plan, is 3,200 for an adult and 645 for a child. So just as a reminder, your Med 100 is the least comprehensive plan. It doesn't cover anything out of hospitals, including colonoscopies and x-rays and MRI scans and all of those kind of things. And it doesn't have any self-managed fund, which is the medical savings. 200, it has everything except the self-managed fund. And then Med 200 Plus is the one with the self-managed fund. So here are the three plans with Genesis and their summaries. I'm going to read from the slide. I just want my little pointer. Okay, so Med 100, which is the hospital only and very basic. All right, so unlimited hospital cover. Doctors are paid at 100% of the medical aid tariff in hospital. Out of hospital benefits for cancer are limited to PMB only cancer. That's prescribed minimum benefit, which means stage 1 or 2A, and it's only in public hospitals, so please make note of that. There are some generous dentistry benefits, which I'll go through in another slide. Also included are preventative benefits like mammograms, pap smears, and also PSA for the guys. No savings. On Med 200, a little bit more comprehensive, still only a hospital plan, but the doctors are paid at 200%. Included are the dentistry benefits. It does have out-of-hospital cover for plain radiography like X-ray and ultrasounds, and also the more advanced ones of MRI and CT scans. Included benefits for colonoscopies and gastroscopies are there, as well as preventative screening, which is your mammo, pap and PSA. Again, no self-managed fund or medical savings. Lastly, the Med 200 Plus. I personally am on this one. Again, paid at 200%. There are no, basically no networks that you need to deal with, doctors or hospitals. There's the basic dentistry and also out of hospital x-rays, ultrasound, MRI and CT scans. And we also cover for colonoscopies and gastroscopies. And then finally there's the self-managed fund, which is your day-to-day, and I find it quite a generous one. So just a little bit more detail on Med 100. It's a hospital only, claims are paid at 100%. Mental illness is covered but only at PMB or prescribed minimum benefit, and only at a state facility. And those PMBs are major depression, bipolar and schizophrenia. Ambulance services are through ER 24, And then from last year, your primary benefits are added. So your mammogram, your pap smear for cervical, it's a cervical smear, and the PSA, which is a blood test for the guys to check up on prostate issues. Moving on to Med 200, it's a hospital plan with a few out-of-hospital benefits. In hospital, they pay the doctors at 200% of tariff. If it's a non-DSP that's being used, for example, for mental health, then they will pay at 200% in hospital, or they'll pay at 1,250 per contact with a further, that's for out of hospital. So let's say you're seeing a psychologist, and then there's a further 42,000 Rand maximum per beneficiary per annum. Conservative back or neck conditions will pay at 75% of cost and only to a maximum of 7,500 Rand. Hemodialysis, which is your machines that are sort of cleaning, washing the blood, is up to 300,000 per annum and at the Genesis tariff. Here's a change. So the cancer in and out of hospital is up to 275,000 Rand for the Med 200. The hospice benefit is shown down here and relevant for Med 200 and Med 200 plus. It's 100% of cost for the accommodation, 200 Rand per day for any home care visits, and then cost up to 100% of the scheme tariffs for any doctor home visits. Right, for moving on to more for the Med 200. The colonoscopies are 7,500 per procedure. If you're having a gastroscopy, it's a bit less expensive at 5,000 Rand per procedure. And if you're having a bidirectional, so both up and down, it's 9,750 all inclusive. Pathology services relating to gastroscopies and colonoscopies is the 1,650 for the biopsies that might be taken. And also it's limited to 2 claims per beneficiary per annum. This plan, Med 200 Plus, is the one that has a self-managed fund, which is like a medical savings plan but different. So doctors are paid at 200% of tariff. Certain cosmetic surgery is allowed, but will come from the self-managed fund. So if you have money at the end of the year and you want to use it on some or other cosmetic surgery, you would be allowed to do that. That's a unique benefit. And the cancer is also the same as the Med 200. I do feel I need to explain a little bit more about the self-managed fund. So what happens is at the beginning of the year, you are only allocated 1/4 of the fund, which for 2025 is going to be 9,900 Rand per adult. And if there's 2 of you, it's obviously double that. And it does accumulate from 1/4 to the next. So if you haven't used your self-managed fund by mid-year, half of the funds are going to be there available for use if you want it. If you haven't used it at all until the end of the year, then the whole of that fund, or the full 18 or 19,000 Rand odd for 2 people, will be there available for use. Now, it does not move over to the following year, which is a great pity. But that's how it works, and you just need to be clever about how you do this. So if you do have money left over at the end of the year, however much it may be, you are going to lose it if you don't use it. So if you want to stock up on some over-the-counter medications, or if you want to go and have, I don't know, some small cosmetic surgery done, or something like that, you can certainly use up all of your funds, and then it will regenerate again for the following year. So children do not get a separate allocation. So I'm always a little careful of adding kids to this kind of plan if the mum and dad have a lot of chronic or medical conditions, because you only get allocation if you're an adult. Nothing for the children. They would use up they would share that with the adults on the plan. And then lastly, I suggest you track your Genesis claims and so on from the Genesis app. It's actually a really nice, simple app to use, and so you can keep a track of what's going on with your plan. The dental benefit is really something that makes Genesis quite unique. And if anyone, while I'm doing needs analysis with any of the clients, they say to me they need dental cover, I would always include this in the quote. So let's have a look. It relates to all the plans, so whether you're on Med 100 or Med 200 plus, this will be your dental benefit, and that gets paid for by the scheme. So you have 3 dental oral examinations per year, 6 fillings, tooth extractions, plain x-rays or wide angle or panorex imaging is limited to the lower of the cost or the scheme tariff, with a further limit to $750, that's per beneficiary. 2 root canal treatments, excluding root canal treatment on a wisdom tooth, because you shouldn't be having root canal on a wisdom tooth, you should have the wisdom tooth out. Crowns, bridges and dentures, which are often not covered at all on any other medical aid, is limited to the lower of the cost or the scheme tariff and limited to $5,750. Now this might not cover the full cost of a crown. I would warn you or advise you to go and find a good dentist that doesn't charge an arm and a leg, and this will actually go a long way to covering that particular cost. Right, so a cost up to 100% of scheme tariff for the surgical removal of bony impacted wisdom teeth where pathology and pain are directly associated, and then it's limited to the lower of the cost or 15,000 Rand per case, all inclusive. Also cost up to 100 Rand of scheme tariff for any child under the age of 9 for extractions and fillings, once only in a lifetime, and limited to the lower of the cost or 10,000 Rand per case. And it's subject to the Genesis protocols, and you do need to get approval. So thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate it. I hope you feel a bit more enlightened. For any of you wanting a review to change your plan, please contact me early. The deadline will be the end of November to have all the documents in with Genesis. And if you are on Genesis but not on gap cover, I would really recommend that you chat to me about that, and we can go through the options with you. All right, so have a blessed rest of this year and an awesome Christmas. And if you need anything from me, please let me know. Bye for now.